Here's another episode of my Atlanta Hawks franchise here on NBA 2K25. We're in year two. We're about to head into the All-Star break. At the end of our last episode, lost Jalen Johnson for probably a month and a half or so with a hyperextended right shoulder. JJ is having a great year. Um, Coming up. Maybe not quite as efficient, but the three-point shooting has still been good. He's been more active on the boards. He just had a little bit less efficiency there from the field. His per 36 is looking really good. 22.6 and a 10.8 player that shoots over 50% and 37% from behind the arc. It's really good. He's improving pretty much in all facets, slowly but surely. I think this is pretty much him at 24. This is probably about the player that he is, I would guess, without us really bumping up his usage. But a highly efficient guy getting 18 and 8 a game at the 4 with the ability to pass a little bit and shoot for us is a huge, huge plus for sure. And then we did sign Trae Young to an extension. That is paying him a little over 45. Let's see. Yeah, signed him through the next 3 years, 47.75, 51 and a half, and then 55 million. We have Trae through his age 30 season. Something I didn't point out in the last episode, but he actually regressed over this past offseason. Now, with his play this year, he's kind of come back up over that overall. So he's having not that he's even having a rebound year, right? Because his usage is down a little bit as the team, to me, around him is a little bit better. But the per 36, the numbers are still really good. He's still really efficient. His efficiency has dropped here over the past couple of games, it looks like, because I think he was above last year in field goal percentage heading into the beginning of the last episode, but still been really good. He is currently 21st in the NBA in scoring. His assist numbers have him at second. As we head into the All-Star break, he is not up for the top 5 in the MVP. Looks like he's borderline maybe not going to make the All-Star team. He's 5th. Maxey is hurt. But Trae has come down here a little bit. Despite having the season that he's having, in my opinion, I think that he should be probably 3rd. I mean, Halliburton right now is the leader for MVP. He's been exceptional. Brunson is outscoring Trae, but not providing as much as him as far as an assist guy, while the steals are pretty much the same. Maxey has been incredible this season. But again, the assist numbers don't balance it out, but so much. Now, obviously, Trae last year had more assists per game with more scoring last year. And the minutes are roughly about the same that he's playing on a per-night basis. But we will see. We're currently 2nd in the Eastern Conference by a half game, and we're 9th in the power rankings. We're going to do the All-Star weekend, though, in this episode and just kind of take a look at the team afterwards and just kind of see what I think. Because March 1st, let's see, that's the contract extension. When is the trade? I've already passed the trade deadline by chance? Maybe no, I have not passed it. I don't know when that trade deadline is, to be honest with you, in the NBA. But I don't really think there's anywhere that I'm necessarily trying to look to move for this team. But yeah, let's get past this. Get through to the All-Star break. Last year, I accidentally skipped over it. So we did get a trade offer here for Okongwu. We're absolutely not trading him for Bobby Portis. So beat the Timberwolves the first time we played them, lost to the T-Wolves the second time, then lost to the Magic. De'Aaron Fox for Trae Young plus a second. We just signed him to the extension. Obviously, I'm considering Trae Young to be the franchise player, so I'm not going to do this. But I could see the point if this was real life and we had not signed him to an extension. But, yeah, now the team is definitely struggling here post-Jalen. So a first-rounder and O'Neal for Okongwu. I'm okay with that. Today is the trade deadline. Okay. No, we're not going to make any trades then. And we are on a major slide here heading into – wow. That is tough. We have not won a game this episode. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 straight losses here. Gone from second in the conference down to fourth. Just 1 point loss here to the Magic, 4 point to the Bucks, 10 to the Bulls, 12 to the Bulls, 9 to Dallas, 2 to the Clips, and 1 point to the Cavs. So, definitely a little shocking there. Wow, okay. Was not expecting that. And now, of course, we are past the trade deadline. And no real moves to make. So we will, kind of a sour note, we will just kind of take a look at some of these games. As you see here, we're going to take a look at the sophomores versus the rookies. Reese Shea is there. Of course, Alex Sarr. See Luther Towns here for Wizards player, the number 1 overall pick. Pat Henry. We'll just kind of, I guess, just sim through it. We'll just do the Simcast. Yeah, is it this one right here? Yeah, we'll just do this and take a look, see who wins. Let's take a look and see. You would assume it would be the sophomores that get the win here, and that is certainly what it looks like it is going to be. And the sophomores do beat the rookies 135-89. Again, I did not think it was a great class. But let's take a look and see what maybe. Okay, so nobody for us there. Change team. Reese Shea leads the way. A 28-point outing with 4 assists. 7 for 12 shooting, 2 for 5 from the 3, and 12-13 at the line. So Reese Shea has had a really good year. Really good first half. Definitely has improved all the way across the board in his scoring efficiency. Has been a more active passer. Rebounding up a little bit here in his second season. The youngster out of France is certainly developing. Let's do the best shooters participating in the three-point contest. I don't think we're going to have anybody here. Steph, Luka, Strauss, Kyrie, and LaMelo. Now, if I just do this, let's see, is there any way to just simulate it? That way we can kind of take a look. I'm interested to see mainly if Trae is going to make the All-Star team. We got Steph Curry here's going to start things off. So if I wanted to, okay, so the only thing I can do is quit it. We'll watch Steph shoot, and then we'll just kind of move along. I wonder if I simmed it, if it's something that I could take a look at. I would kind of be interested in watching the dunk contest. So obviously, watching the video at this point, we're just kind of relaxing this video. Kind of wanted to just briefly recap the first half. Obviously, a very weak finish for us. It's been an outstanding season so far. Definitely right in line with what we did in season 1, which helps with the loss that we have had of Clint Capella, who right now is 3rd, at least the last I checked in the awards race, up for the 6th man. He's having a really nice season. But I think we've done a nice job replacing him just with more youth while saving the money that it would have taken to get him back on a deal. He was wanting upwards of $25 million for a guy that I was just ready to move on to Okongwu as our starter there. And I think Okongwu has been really solid, essentially doing the exact same thing that we were getting out of Clint Capella as far as the counting stats, but also doing it with, the ability to stretch. Shooting 37% from 3, having a really nice season overall there. So, yeah, I guess there's no way to fast forward this, so we will quit. I'm actually interested in watching the dunk contest. I do think that would be cool. So, yeah, let's see. Simulate the three-point contest. Hammond Thompson. Okay, Scoot Henderson. We'll watch a little bit of the dunk contest. But yeah, so it's nice to keep Trae. Keep him through his age 30 season. Don't know really, I have no kind of long-term outlook as far as when I want to cut off this series. Having a good time with it. Maybe not progressing quite as fast as I would want us to. Probably need to get us pretty quickly here through this second half, but if the team continues to struggle like they did coming into this All-Star break, maybe you have to kind of switch things up with that. Maybe need to play a little more. Want to make sure we keep one of those top 4 seeds in particular As Amin Thompson comes in for a dunk. Little windmill action. But seeing a big jump for Richie Shea, it's going to be really nice getting Jalen Johnson back. That really extends the depth of what this team does, being able to move DeAndre Hunter, who is suffering from some struggles, from an efficiency standpoint when he is a starter for us. Moving him back to the bench just really stretches out that second team and makes it a better unit for sure. And Jalen Johnson, is our second best player, so obviously it hurts and would help to have him back. Would like to see more uses out of Okongwu. I do think we're one more year of good development away for me from like Reece Shea really being somebody I would want to help his usage more than what he is right now. But I think the key thing is, Dyson Daniels could definitely use a little bit more usage, but being on the same unit with Trae all the time, he's not going to ball handle as much as he did on that second team. Kobe Buffkin, exceptional first half. His per 36 is like an 18-8 player. So he's done a really nice job for us up the bench, while Buffkin, allows us, him playing the two, gives us the good defense beside Trae with enough shooting, enough ability to score and run the offense that, if we want to use Trae more as like a spot-up shooter thing, he can really help us out from that standpoint. But I think big picture, we're pretty close now to the end of year 2. We certainly look like a playoff team as long as we don't just completely collapse here like we just did this on this 8-game losing streak heading into the All-Star break. So I think I do want to move along faster, and maybe, if we can kind of get things righted in the next episode, maybe 2 more episodes getting through the regular season, and then get back into the postseason, because I would like to end up getting, 4 or 5 years out of this. And we're in January, the end of January, as I'm recording this. All of a sudden the new baseball game's going to come out. I want to do a series on that. And I'll do just a full channel update, but, trying to keep this series moving right now. I might keep this even through the 2K26 cycle, depending on just how the series goes. But definitely want to move along a little bit faster here through season 2. Hopefully we have a good playoff run and, can be successful through that, as Shaden Sharp is the clear leader through the round 1 of the dunk contest. Nothing that was super crazy to me. And I've never watched the dunk contest on a 2K game before. I can remember back in the NBA Live, I believe it was 2005, where you could like throw it off of the, a TV monitor that was like way out in the crowd and catch it. And I was never great at that, but it was always really fun to. He essentially does the same dunk he did the first one. It was always really fun and exciting back in the day. The dunk contest, of course, lost a lot of its luster from real life. But still cool to see these athletes do things that just your normal people can't do, which is cool. Amin Thompson with 2 pretty lackluster dunks. But yeah, so the team is playing, obviously, this episode and the games in it notwithstanding. It's been really good. And yeah, big future picture, looking at the team kind of thing. Want to continue to improve, get more depth in the post. I like where we're at as far as the ones are. Need more depth at the 2 and 3 moving forward. Being able to play Daniels, Trae, and Buffkin, I feel really good about the ones. The 2s right now, Bogey, I believe it's the last year of his contract. So we're really going to have to look at trying to improve that spot. Bogey had a heavy regression this past year, and just not overly really thrilled and excited for his prospects of trying to bring him back. We need more bench shooting. Need to continue to just improve the team defense overall. That's the mindset that I want to have with this team. I want to have guys that can score, certainly. But again, having a guy like Trae, the development of Reece Shea, I think that our floor offensively is going to be really strong. We want to continue to make sure we're improving defensively. That's the way I want this team to be. I want to be able to shoot the ball around Trae with guys that can also defend. And we're getting to a much better spot. Like right now with everybody healthy, Daniels is a pretty decent shooter. Reece Shea is certainly coming along. DeAndre Hunter can shoot. Okongwu can stretch the floor. JJ can shoot. Bogey can shoot. do you have guys around him that can, shoot the ball off the dribble, can catch and shoot when Trae runs the pick and roll and passes back out. And that's that's kind of the focal point of what they want this team to be. And we have Trae for at least 3 more years. And should the series still be going strong by then, as I'm expecting it to, we'll kind of see from there and see where his progression, regression is, see where he is as a player. But he's coming off of a second all-team NBA season. Don't think he's going to quite get there. Maybe gets to a third team this year, but he's still been really good, and I'm super excited to have him as Shaedon Sharpe easily taking over this competition, and he is going to be the winner there. As we are backed out really quickly there. Okay, and let's see if Trae made the All-Star team. So it's Brunson, Halliburton, Tatum, Giannis, and Embiid. For the East, Shea, Luka, Jokic, Anthony Davis, and Wemby for the Eastern Conference. And if we take a look at the bench, Trae Young did make it. Okay, so what we'll do here, we'll hop in. We'll let the starters be the starters. Fast forward till Trae gets out there, and then we'll get a thumbnail of him and take a shot with him, and then we'll probably just sim out the rest of it. So yeah, not going to be a super involved episode. Let's play with some of these guys here for just a minute. Wemby, only played him the one time in the series. He is a freak of nature. Last year, just kind of obviously, I had not started a YouTube channel at the time, but I played with the Thunder for a little bit, and certainly enjoyed playing with Shea. It's just obviously super stacked team. Giannis, that's what I'd like. I'd like to have essentially a 99 overall, be able to play my 4. But yeah, let's simcast here just a little bit till Trae comes out there, and then we'll get a little thumbnail, a little play with him. He certainly would look like he was going to be the only one. Maybe Jalen Johnson. He was not in the top 10 as I'm looking right before this video started, but maybe had he not get hurt, maybe he would have gotten a nod at some point in time. He was not in the top 10 as far as front court players. Sorry, kind of struggling to get the words out there. Eastern Conference here off to a good start. Probably about the time the next time the ball stops, we might see Trae come out then. But yeah, really enjoying this series. I've gotten pretty good feedback throughout the course of it, and really excited. Again, trying to completely get back into the NBA, figure things out as I go along. Have not done a full-fledged, long-term series on NBA, on any of the NBA 2Ks in a long time. It's probably been since maybe 14 or 15. Maybe had one that I did a couple of years with. Had a nice, fun career back on 11 or 12, I believe, was a point guard for the Knicks. That was a lot of fun back when I was in college. But I've certainly, kind of drifted away from this game. But it's nice to bring it back. We still did not have Trae out there on the court. I think what we're going to do here is, we'll just come out and we will. Let's jump in and then go to game plan. Let's put Trae out here. Give him, a possession or two, and then we will hop out of here. Probably will not be a very long episode, but probably will sim another couple of games here afterwards. Halliburton, if he's healthy, I might want to play the Pacers there in that first game. I was going to play them earlier in the year, and Halliburton was out for that game. Injured with something. I don't remember exactly what it was. This is Luka there gets a stop. We will call a timeout. We'll get Trae out there, and we will get a little gameplay with him in the All-Star uniform. Let's try to set Trae up here as Halliburton. Right now, the leading MVP guy. I think that's really, really fun. He has been exceptional as we get Trae off to a start. He knocks down the 3 ball quickly. That's a good little thumbnail action there too. I think him shooting the arrow, I think is pretty cool. So, yeah. But yeah, super. Oh, I messed it up. Sorry, you're getting the live text of trying to do thumbnail stuff. I've actually been trying not to do as much of this and kind of take this out of videos whenever I do it. We'll just do just a real simple, do something like that. But yeah, get Trae on the board there. We'll get a little bit of playing time with him, and then we'll sim out the rest of it, see if the East is able to get the win here over the West, but so far it looks like they're going to. I do wish that we had the maneuverability, the ability to get another short, another star around Trae. Obviously, making the run that we did last year, I think if Trae doesn't get hurt, I think we definitely make the Eastern Conference Finals. And I think there's a really good chance with how the team was playing and how Trae was dominating heading into having, 2 messed up hits, that I really think we could have made a run at making a finals appearance last year. With a lot of the players being really young. I mean, the core is really, really nice. I just worry about the ceiling of some of our guys like JJ and Shea. But if Shea, if he jumps up into the 87, 88 range at some point here in a couple of years, these guys are going to start getting expensive. So that's going to be the thing, is trying to work our way around that. But, having guys like Daniels, I think, is going to end up being a low 80s player. Daniels, I think there's a good chance. He is a low 80s player, as a guy coming off the bench. But I think we've got a nice young core. It's just a matter of being able to pay all these guys, and that's going to be the key thing here for us. Let's get Trae the ball matched up with Chef Curry over here. Why don't we get a little screen here from Mobley? Open spot, a little early on the jump shot there. Ends up being rebound from Zion. Zion is thankfully staying healthy in so far in this series. Let's take a look at his stats just out of curiosity. See what he has been doing this year. 23, almost 7, or almost 24, almost 7. Incredibly efficient. His per 36 is obviously being a little bit better. Up to a 91 overall. That's pretty cool to see. Anthony Edwards up to a 95. He's having another great season. Averaged over 31 last year. He's over 30 again this year. And pretty cool. But let's simulate out the rest of this game and see who ends up getting the win in the West. Make a comeback, 121 to 106. I guess the West just ended up taking advantage of something there at the end. Bad defense, we'll call it that. Luka ends up being your player of the game. Luka, at least the last time I checked, was second for the MVP looks this year. I think it's going to be a very tight race. If Halliburton keeps playing the way that he plays there, might be tough to beat him out, though. We'll take a look. See what's going on here at the end. And yeah, we moved right on along there through the All-Star break at about 24 minutes. And I do think I want to play the Pacers. I do want to play them. But we might go through maybe like to this Celtics game in March after the next episode, something like that, and just kind of see where the team stands. There's not another game with the Pacers, or else I would probably simulate a little bit farther on. But yeah, really quick, short episode. Just kind of really wanted to go over the All-Star break, and we can take a look at our team stats. So Shea actually still leading us in minutes per game. Trae's leading us in points. JJ is right behind him. Shea, Hunter, Okongwu, and Bufkin are all scoring in the double digits per game. Bufkin doing that off the bench is really, really nice. That's very cool. Rebounds, Okongwu leading the way with 9.8, JJ with 8.3, and it drops to Dyson Daniels here just below 5. Assists per game, get 9.4 out of Trae. Daniels at 5.3, and Shea at 3.4. Those are your guys over 3. Steals, Dyson Daniels just below 2. Shea 1.1, so the only 2 guys over 1. Okongwu 1.4 blocks, not exceptional, not crazy, but pretty solid. Field goal efficiencies. Gary Payton is not playing a ton of minutes for us, just a little less than 13. But when I signed him, what I wanted to do is him be a guy that plays good defense for us, and you figure the amount of minutes he's playing to be at the 0.7 steals per game is really solid. But we did end up getting a nice bounce-back season from him, or have so far, with his field goal percentage and three-point percentage. Three-point percentage is still not great, but at least the efficiency in the minutes that he's playing there from the field has been really nice. And we'll take a look at just the quick leaderboards across the sport. And then we'll take a look at the conference standings and we'll get out of here. Anthony Edwards trying to get the scoring crown here, almost up an entire point over Shea, Tatum, Giannis, Jokic, your top 5. We did get that trade offer for De'Aaron Fox, but he is there at number 6. And for rebounds, we got a bunch of guys here in the double digits. Wemby's leading the way. Drummond, Embiid, Chet, Giannis, your top 5. Assists, Halliburton up over 3 over Trae, who is a pretty clear second there. And Trae, Harden's still playing well. He's dropped all the way down to an 80 overall, though. And then John Morant. Josh having a really nice season there as well. Steals leading the way. Wemby, Shea, Leonard, Halliburton, Thompson, Suggs, and Dyson Daniels is actually leading or tied for the lead here in steals per game. That maybe he's doing that's actually better than what I thought it was. I thought there'd be a couple people over the 2 mark. So Wemby is also second in blocks, right behind Walker Kessler. Turnovers per game. Halliburton is leading the way there, but again, mixed with the almost 28 points and 12.5 assists is not that bad. Zion, of course, continues to be elite in his field goal percentage. A lot of big men down here. Here's Clint Capella. Obviously ended up going to the Pacers, so we'll get a chance to see our old run mate there. His 24 minutes, he's averaging almost a double-double. So he's doing really, really well for them. So that's nice to see. 3-point leaders. Kentavious Caldwell-Pope. Georgia Bulldog there, right? Yeah. Devin Booker, Max Strauss, Cameron Payne. Okay. So, yeah, Lonzo having a really great season there. Yeah, let's take a look at the standings at this point. Pacers are at first, Bulls are at second, Knicks third, and we are currently 4th. Still got a little bit of a gap here between us and the Nets, despite us having an 8-game losing streak. Really shocking. Of course, we're without our second best player. Started the episode at second, all the way down to 4th, but still have plenty of time to get there in the second. Of course, the Pacers are easily running away with that. In the Eastern Conference, Western Conference-wise, Mavericks, Spurs, T-Wolves, Kings are your top 4. Thunder tied with the Kings there. Pelicans, Rockets, Trailblazers, Warriors, Suns. Nuggets really struggling this year. Lakers are not playing well. Utah down at the bottom. And for the East, it is Detroit just still not putting it together. Let's see how A. Pickett is playing just because he's right here. Inefficient. Points per game are pretty solid, though. And then we'll take a look at Luther Towns here, the number 1 overall pick in this past class, 13. He's been pretty efficient for sure, shooting the ball well from 3, but almost 14 and a little over 7 rebounds per game with 2 assists. I think he's going to be a monster. I do. I think he's going to be a hell of a player, shooting almost over 84% from the free throw line. I think he's a heck of a player for them in the future. But, yeah, that's where things stand. Definitely excited to be here. Again, next episode, we'll play this Pacers game, first game of the second half, try to get things off to a good start. But we're probably going to play 2 more episodes, I think, unless we're really struggling and about to fall out of the playoff race for whatever reason, and we need a couple of wins to make sure we get into the playoffs. Yeah, probably 2 more episodes here for the regular season, try to get back to the postseason, and hopefully, work calms down enough where I can kind of pump out, maybe do a video for 2 games or something like that as we get through the playoffs and stuff, so it doesn't slow down the series too much. But yeah, if you enjoy the content, like, subscribe, check out my 2 college football 25 dynasties for Tulane and Georgia on the channel. And yeah, thank you so much for tuning in. Until next time. Peace.